hope you had a good day. Okay. So my name is Gabriela Marisol. I just graduated from Loara High School. Who here are seniors? Good luck. No, I'm kidding. Have a good year, guys. Okay, so the theme for this year's camp is storytelling. So we're basically gonna teach you how to tell a story. So story time. Okay. So last year around this time, I was here sitting around like there, and there was this guy and he was presenting something, and it said Humans of New York, and I was like, oh, cool. And I was here with 4 of my other friends that are not really my close friends, but we weren't really friends back then. And he started saying, he showed us a story of someone that was really deep and really personal. And he's like, why don't you guys incorporate that in your yearbook? And Catherine is my partner, the one we started Humans of Loara. She's right now in the Bahamas having a terrible time. And we thought about it, and we were like, we should do this, incorporate this in our yearbook and incorporate this in our school. So we were like, yes, we're going to do this. So we went back to the dorms. They're nice, huh? We went back to the dorms, and we were like, okay, we're going to do this. We're going to make a Facebook page. We did it without the permission of our advisor, which is here, by the way. Everyone get a hands up to College Olympic. We did it without his permission. And we were like, oh my God, I hope we don't get in trouble. I hope we don't need any like legal fees or anything. So we did it. Yearbook camp was over. The food was great. I highly recommend the pizza and the hash browns. It's great. And we went back home. We were sad. And we made the page and we called our advisor and we were like, hey, Mr. C. We actually texted him. And we said, so Catherine and I thought of this idea at yearbook camp if we started a Humans of Loara page for our school. And then he's like, yeah, sure. So that's basically how Humans of Loara was born, story time. So the next. So Humans of New York, who here has heard of Humans of New York? Okay, some of you. So basically, Humans of New York is a photo blog created by Brandon Stanton. His goal was to get 100 people of New York, stop them, take a picture of them, and find out their stories. So that's what we want to do, but in our school. And he has more than 17 million likes on Facebook, so there's Humans of New York, Humans of Syria, Humans of Ecuador, Humans of all around the world, and he inspired us to start this page. So the question is why? When you see this picture, ask these questions to yourself. Would you talk to this person if he is walking in the street? Would you say hello to him if he is in your school and just say, hey, how's it going? Would you trust him to do something for you? So think to yourselves. When you give us a picture or a person, it's just a person. You don't know anything about them, you don't know their stories, you don't know their struggles. It's just, like, I don't know, I might know some of you, but I don't know any of you. I don't know what you've been through. I don't know your stories. I don't know who you want to be, your aspirations. But when you add a story to it, it's different. So I'm going to read you guys his story. I have to say that I'm seeing the world in a very different way because I have pretty difficult experiences. I'm trying to see life from a different perspective. It has been a while since I talked about it, but actually I had cancer and had to have surgery so that I would be able to live. This gave me a new outlook on life. I thought, wow, I got a second chance to live. What is your advice? And then I asked, what is your advice to others because of all of this? Just keep moving forward. Don't stop. Look back at the bad things that have happened to you and just look at the positive. Everyone deserves a second chance. So let's give a round of applause to his story because it's pretty brave. So as I was saying, everyone here has a story. And why don't you guys incorporate that into your yearbook? I've seen yearbooks, a ton of yearbooks, and it's just the same thing over and over and over again. a football game. Well, the Mighty, your mascot, won this football game and it was really fun and they were in red and gold. That's their school colors. That's why I'm using that as an example. But why don't you get the stories? Why don't you get the struggles that they faced during their football games? Or something that happened, or what made them want to work so hard to get that championship, or what happened after they lost the championship. So it's something to think about. And this is Catherine and I. We look great, don't we? Catherine in the Bahamas. And so we came up with a pact. We were gonna do 2 humans every day for 1 year. So we launched Humans of Loara August 24th of 2015, and we've gotten around 300 counting staff, teachers, and alumni, because everyone's got a story and we want to incorporate everyone's story into it. So alumni we usually do on Wednesdays. We call it Wednesday Alumni. And then Teacher Tuesdays. So in your schools, why we did this again, my freshman year in my school, my freshman, sophomore, and junior year, I didn't really talk to people. I was really, really shy. I can't believe I'm like standing up here and talking to you guys and not thrown up yet. But I was really, really shy. And every day I would be in the library, read a book, and that's all I would do for 3 years. And I want to do something my senior year, so I joined Yearbook, I joined ASB, and I shared my story, and I wanted people's voices to be heard. So something I want you guys to remember is that everybody's voice in this room, it matters. And you have the power to do so many things, and your voice can impact the lives of so many people. I've met a ton of people that made me who I am today. Mr. C, Loara, they're here too, representing Loara High School. So just remember that everyone has a story, and you have to live yours. So how do I approach someone? If you approach someone in a weird way, it's kind of awkward for them. So another story time. The first time we were like, yeah, we're gonna do this, we're gonna approach them, we're gonna be so cool about it. And me and Catherine were like, hey. And then they said hi, and I'm like, what's your biggest struggle? And they looked at Catherine, and they were like, I don't know you, I'm not gonna tell you that's kind of personal. And we were like, okay. And we walked away, and we were like, how are we gonna do this? And so that's when I started Googling some videos, started YouTubing some videos of Brandon Stanton and how he approaches people and how he's like confident. So the first thing that you need is energy. The energy that you give off to someone is really, really important. Because if I go up to someone, for example, I'll be like, hey, how you doing? Pretty good. They feel the bad vibe and they feel the bad energy and it's just boring and they don't trust you with the story that you want to ask them. The second is confidence. You have to be really confident about getting their story, especially for Yearbook. Who here has been in Yearbook for more than 1 year? So you guys kind of know that it's kind of hard to get the quotes when the deadlines are like, oh my God, I forgot their quote. So confidence is really important in this aspect as well as the energy that you give off. Listening. Sometimes, as I said, we have deadlines and it's like, we have to get this before this time, so you don't really listen to the story. But it's really, really important that you're listening because this person is trusting you. It's trusting you to put it on a yearbook or put it on a newspaper or a video or online. So you have to be really respectful of their story. Because as I said, in Humans of Loara, there's some really tough stories there. And they're really impactful on many people. And you have to be really respectful because it might be hard for them to share. And create friendships. Like I said, I interviewed 2 people for almost a year. That was about 400 people. Or 300, I don't know. And if you take a picture of them you take a picture of them, yearbook, okay. and you see them in the hallway, and you're just like, I don't know you, I don't know you, I don't know you, I don't know you. You have to talk to that person again, because then it's kind of like for your benefit. You know what I mean? You're taking a picture of that person because it's beneficial for you, because you need a picture for the yearbook. But if you see them in the hallway, even if they're a football player, cheerleader, the most popular person, I don't know, in your school, just be like, hey, even though they ignore you, which is kind of embarrassing, but just remember that you tried. But yeah, create friendships. I talked to 300 new people my senior year, and I think I haven't even talked to that many my freshman, sophomore, junior. Probably about like 10 people between those three. So yeah, get to know more people. Yearbook is a great place to get to know more people, especially since they're trusting you with their story. And ask good questions. I'm gonna need 2 volunteers for this one. Come on down, friends. Woo! Hello, how you doing? Huh? Piolo. Okay. What's your favorite Netflix TV show? Okay, he doesn't have Netflix. What's your name? Juan. Direction. I'm kidding. Okay. What's your favorite Netflix TV show? No, just whatever. The Walking Dead. Who here likes The Walking Dead? Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna ask you a quick question, okay? What makes you smile? But like something that makes you smile. Something. No.
Probably something that's kind of fun that happened.
Okay. Someone trips. That makes him smile. Thank you. Give it up for him. Okay. What makes you smile?
Seeing my friends laugh.
Seeing your friends laugh. Why does that make you smile? And what do you think about happiness in everyone's life?
It's very important.
Okay, so give a round of applause for him. You get a button. So you have to ask good questions. The first person I asked, Piolo? Hi. Hi. So I asked him what makes you smile. He said his friends tripping. That's very kind. And it was just my friends tripping. The second person I asked, Juan, I asked him, what makes you smile? He said, when my friends laugh. Why? Because it brings me happiness. And why do you think it's important? Because happiness is important in everyone's life. So you always have to ask follow-up questions. I know in yearbook it's really hard, but it gives you a longer answer and it gives you more to work with, and it makes the story more interesting if it's hard for the person to answer the question. So be authentic. People can see right through you. They can see if you're fake. Don't be a Kim, don't be a Taylor. Be authentic, be yourself. That was a shady, I think. Okay, you have to be authentic, you have to be yourself, you have to be confident, give off good energy, because those are the aspects to telling a good story. Because everyone's got a story. You got a story. I got a story. The whole world has a story. There's 7 billion stories out there, probably 2,000 in your school. Try to look for them, try to find those stories. And I have a quick video for you all. This is some of the students in my school. So here goes. Oh, sorry. Technical difficulties. There you go.
My heart is mine, your heart is yours. All that I see is open doors. Just close your eyes and know you're mine. It don't matter where you're from, 'cause you got something better about you. time to live the time is yours, your hand in mine. Take a look at the world and see the signs. Don't move, be still against your will. Take the moment and make it last. 'Cause you got something better about you. Everyone's got a story. It's time to live your 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 Oh, but it's time to live your Oh, yeah. It's time to live
Woo! So everyone's got a story. It's time to live yours. I am a human of, say your school. There you go. Because yeah. Okay, so Humans of Loara High School, we were on Instagram and on Facebook. If you want to see all of the stories, Humans of Loara, find us. And actually, since I'm graduating, I'm not going to be in charge of Humans of Loara. Well, I already graduated. I'm not going to be in charge of Humans of Loara forever. So actually, the person here that's going to be in charge of Humans of Loara is here today. She's right there, Savannah Castellanos. She's in that mustard. Stand up, Savannah. So say hi to her. But yes, and then thank you for not falling asleep. If there's anyone asleep, I'm sorry. So you guys rock. And that is it. So we're going to have a quick Q&A session with Mr. Shalinsky.
I'm just here for the adult part of the evening.
Yes. So does anyone have any questions?
The video portion where you put a quote in there, was that generated by you, the question?
That was a little portion of their quote, of their actual quote. Yeah.
You saw on the video too, the words streaming by, the faces and stuff? That was their whole story. She had that just streaming by them. So that was the stories that she had. Some had long stories, some had short.
How did you guys come up with your questions? Was there any theme or focus to them, or?
We came up to the questions. We came up with the questions, just something that you wouldn't normally ask someone. So something that wouldn't normally be in the yearbook. So like, what's your biggest struggle? What makes you smile? What are your aspirations in life? Just something to get to know that person.
They were so random. She freaked me out. I didn't know what she was going to ask them. So she did randomize them all, and she recorded them on her phone to make sure she got the words. On my part, I made sure that the person signed the story out and sign their picture out, so that way when we put it on Instagram or Facebook, we have backup that they said, yeah, that's my picture and that's my story. Because some of them got quite into it. Some of them said some things that, you know, could get us in trouble. Yeah.
Did you hear from any parents about these stories?
Not one person has complained to us, not one person has come back to us and said anything. And we started on August 24th, 2015, and the last one was May 28th, 2016. They held true to the two per day or one. Sometimes you go one if you got a little busy, but there's always one, if not two. I texted them around 8 o'clock at night if they didn't follow up on their part, but the plan was
Yes,
theirs.
we did.
The passing it on to the next students theirs. Yeah.
How many of them ended in the yearbook?
How many in the year? Actually, all of them ended up on a video that students saw throughout the course of the year. We did one first semester. We showed that video to the first semester people, and we used it to help sell the yearbook. You know, and then the second half, where most of these people were in the second half, and they were in their senior slideshow and this slideshow. I don't know if they all ended up in the yearbook.
Yeah.
One of the things they did was they created a hashtag from this camp here called LHS Moment. And they used all of those pictures that ran across the top of all the yearbooks, of every page of the yearbook. There's 5 pictures per spread that ran across the top that came from all the student body throughout the school. So a lot of them showed up there as well. So I would say most of them did.
What kind of cameras and lenses did you use?
I used a Canon T5i, and I used the 18 millimeter to 135.
Or the phone.
Yeah. Or an iPhone, or a phone. Just starting, no. Yes.
Did you guys see any difficulty finding the scholars?
Yes, we did. Most of the difficulties with the two of them because her and Catherine kind of got bogged down and they had some problems talking to some people. We were kind of slowed down a little bit. We got our yearbook class helped us find some people too. And there's some negativity from some people that wanted to be mean, but we were able to quench that right away. But that was because I, as the advisor, stepped in. But again, it was pretty much their drive, their car. Yeah.
How were the people selected and what were the age ranges?
The people were selected just randomly. So if I would walk around campus, walk around the behind of the campus, just to see the people that weren't normally noticed. So I would just go up to them and ask them, tell them about our project. And the age range is just everyone that was in the high school.
9 through 12.
Yeah, 9 through
graders were
12
all
graders.
there. And I would say that but maybe, I don't know, maybe 15% were the kids you see all the time. You know, those kind of faces you see all the time, and then the rest were faces I never even saw. And I walk around the campus all day, and I don't recognize some of the kids until they posted them. So I think I saw a student hand, yeah.